Hey guys, Mark Audette coming to you here on my personal development journey. It's now probably like day 38 or so, 39, Saturday here in Toronto. And I wanted to cover something that I learned this week and that I've been applying over the last 2 days. And I think it's going to help out a lot of you business owners. It's going to help out pretty much anyone that's living life. The workshop was about the art of detachment. I attended it with my good friend Noreen Kassam, who I've mentioned in some of my other videos, who does a lot of spiritual work. You can find out more about her at Meet Noreen. So Noreen is spelled Noren, so two E's and an N, .com. And we did a workshop called The Art of Detachment. And so different people came to the workshop for different things. So, some were entrepreneurs, some were 9-to-5 workers, some were people that are just trying to figure out what to do next on their journey. And as the people attended, there was a lot of different things, but some themes came up. A lot of people wanted to detach from the need of always feeling scarcity around money or not knowing what to do. Or one of my personal things was detachment in food, not using food as an emotional sort of way to distract myself when things get tough, or something I'm not expecting comes up in my lifestyle, or something I don't know how to do. And then use something that I do know how to do, which is eat, like all of us do, to sort of distract myself or make me feel better when that thing comes up. So that was mine, and there was a lot of people that had a similar goal of detaching from. But something I realized that was even more potent than that was the day after the workshop. So not only did I feel benefits, not only did everyone get a benefit and was really able to come to an understanding of how they could detach at this workshop and leave feeling better than when they came in, but I found that I was really challenged the next day. The next day was my birthday, and the day after, which is today, Saturday, I really had to go and detach myself from situations that I normally would get really stressed out in. So those areas are when I'm taking time off, or I'm not doing work or doing something that I feel like I should be doing, and not feeling guilty, right? Not feeling guilty when I'm not doing those things, right? So I'm going out, it's my birthday, I'm having a good time, but yet, all these emotions surface, all these thoughts surface in my head that, Mark, you should be doing this. Mark, why aren't you doing that? Mark, you should be making videos, you should be making social media posts, you should be doing other things that are going to help generate revenue. And it's this attachment to these patterns that I've lived with my entire life. And I've never, ever, ever, as long as I can remember, spent a birthday where I've taken the day entirely off. In fact, most of the time, I don't do that, even on a Saturday or a Sunday. So I've never really treated myself or really appreciated, my own birthday. I've always done things or felt like I need to be busy and doing something to be productive, to feel good about myself. And so that was a big thing for me to detach from, because a lot of these emotions and thoughts kept surfacing, and I had to keep taking a breath, and just letting go, just relaxing, just letting go and relaxing, relax and release. Because the reality is, if I never do this, if I don't deal with this now and let these emotions surface, let these things these patterns that I've lived with my entire life surface and let them go, then they're always going to be a pattern. It's always going to be something that I either feel guilty or regret around as I continue to go throughout the rest of my life. Because put it this way, what happens when I'm in a situation where I can't control it? Let's say, I'm stranded somewhere and, the car's not working, or I find myself in a public transportation scenario and I'm not able to get to where I need to be on time, and I'm all stressed out and feeling anxiety because I'm behind on my schedule, I'm behind on my to-dos, and I'm not doing everything that I'm supposed to do. And then what happens is I'm going to feel stressed in those moments, and it's going to happen all the time for the rest of my life. And if anyone that knows me, I'm about freedom, about living a life of freedom and really embodying that daily. Well, that's not freedom if I'm always succumbing to my emotions over things that in some cases I don't have control over, and I'm always repeatedly surrendering to these patterns. That's not freedom. So I really challenged myself over these last 2 days to just experience these emotions, like go through it, not run from them. Because in the past I would run from these things. I would go back to my room, make sure I'm working diligently, doing all of these things to make myself be able to feel good about myself. But shouldn't you be able to feel good about yourself regardless of if you're writing your emails or you're, working on your business. You should naturally feel good about who you are just in general. But it seems like I've conditioned myself, and a lot of times as society, we condition ourselves not to feel good about ourselves unless we're doing a very specific thing that we've either conditioned ourselves to believe we need to do all of the time, or that society's conditioned us to, and we've accepted that as the way of life. And when we're not doing that, we feel guilty, we feel bad about ourselves, our confidence goes down, and we feel like we're not being productive individuals or we're not worthy of success. And so that's something that I had to let surface these last couple of days and continually let go and apply what I learned in the Art of Detachment workshop with Noreen on Thursday. So I would encourage you to not run from these situations. If you guys are going through things, if there's certain things you want to let go of, certain emotional patterns that you want to let go of in your life, if there's certain things that you feel are holding you back, I wouldn't run from them. See, I used to think through through personal development programs, we need to run from those things. We need to run from people that are saying things that are negative, or we need to get away from these situations all the time. And while it's good to surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to do in positive situations, at the end of the day, if we're trying to control every single thing and we're not in control, it's not freedom. It's not freedom, and we're not solving the underlying causes. We're just solving the symptoms. We're just taking the Advils. We're taking the things that are gonna heal the symptoms in the meantime, and never solve the root underlying issue that is really holding us back from being successful or feeling worthy in our lives. So I encourage you to go through it. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, but just if you're conscious in the moment, just take a deep breath, relax, and release, and let it go. And as you do that, what I've noticed is that it keeps getting less and less painful. And then as the next situation comes up in your life that challenges you to feel a certain way, and you relax and release, you'll continue to get better until the point where things like that, or things that you can't control, no longer bother you. So just a quick message for you guys today, but really practice the art of detachment if possible from anything that's holding you back in your life from going forward, because you'll realize that there's some patterns there that probably need to be released. And instead of running from them, we need to allow ourselves to experience them and really relax and release it from our bodies from an energetic perspective, so that we solve the root of the problem. We get rid of the actual cause rather than just the symptom. So I love each and every one of you. Remember, live your life from a place of inspiration, be empowered, and live your life from a place of freedom. And I'll see you on the next video. I probably will be expanding on this at some point in the future. But for now, this is the message. Take care.